Welcome to another Telltale Books video. I'm Greg, and I'm continuing my Agatha Christie series now with her third published work. This one is only a short story. To the best of my knowledge, this was her very first published short story, published in Home magazine in September 1922. And this story is not a Poirot story or any of her other series stories, which most of her work does either fall into Poirot or one of a number of other series where she had the same characters. This one does not. This one doesn't fall into any of that. And I've been collecting Agatha Christie in all these Bantam leather-bound volumes. Because at the time I started getting into Agatha Christie, this was the most complete series of Agatha Christie books that I could find. These were published mostly in the 1980s up into the 1990s. Very good books. I really like them. And I have almost all of them. Some of them have been a little pricey to purchase. But the story I'm talking about here, I'm going to murder pronunciation. The wife of the Kenite, Kenite, Kenite. Help me out with that if you know how to pronounce that. That's the title of the story. That name comes from the Bible. It's talked about in the story. And I don't know how to pronounce it. Pagan that I am. Anyway, this story was not collected in any of the Agatha Christie story collections published during her lifetime. It was published in Home magazine. It was never collected into any of her book collections. And the Bantam books are entirely reprintings of all of her own books that she published while she was alive. So the only way I was able to get a hold of this story was this book, which is a relatively new book. You can buy this brand new. It's published by HarperCollins. And I'm kind of mad because I love this book. I think this is a collection titled The Last Seance. It's all kind of supernatural type mystery stories that Christie published, collected together here, including the wife of the Kenite. Anyway, I love the design and illustration of these books. And you have this cover that is a complete wraparound. Well, no, not really. It's on the front. It's got a tiny version on the spine and then a small version on the back of the same illustration. But it's really nicely done. I like the typography. I like the type choice. I like the colors. It's printed right on the book. It's a hardbound book. The printing is right on it, so no dust cover. I don't know if it's acid-free paper or anything. Sometimes it'll say it's a recycled mixed paper. And this was published in 2024. First publishing 2024. Oh no, first published in 2019. This edition is 2024. And here's the thing about this, is that this is part of a complete series that they've been doing that, I believe they had this started, but they only had a few volumes in it when I first started buying Agatha Christie books, and that's why I went with the Bantam, because I was looking for something where I could get everything. So they have this whole series. They have the whole series, all of Agatha Christie's works, in these really nicely done hardbound books. And the Last Seance here is the only book that you're going to find the wife of the Kenite reprinted. You won't find it in any other Agatha Christie collection that I can find. And there's a bunch of other interesting stories in here. So it's a very good book. I really love it. You know, foil letters. It's a beautiful book. And if I hadn't already bought so many of the Bantams, I'd be trying to get a complete collection of Agatha Christie in these editions. And if you're somebody that's looking to get started with Agatha Christie, collecting everything, I would look into these HarperCollins editions. They are beautiful. They're going to look good on your shelves. You're going to love them. And they're all currently in print. You're not scouring through used bookstores or used book sites. Which is what I've been doing for the Bantam, the Christie's. And you'll notice it's a smaller size than most books today are. Look at a typical book today. See the difference in the size. It's because this is, I believe, I don't know if it's exactly, but I believe this is at least close to what they used to call the octavo size, which is my favorite, because it's hardcover, bigger than a paperback, so you can keep good enough margins that you can read it comfortably. But it's not really huge. It's smaller. It's not really that much larger than a paperback. I mean, it is larger than a paperback, but not by so much that this is difficult to carry around. So I love this book. I love the choices they made with it. So you're probably wondering, well, Greg, get to the wife of the Kenite already. Kenite, something. In the story, you have a guy named Herr Schaefer. He's German. After World War I, he's a paid agitator, basically mercenary. He'll work for anybody, and he'll go out and stir up trouble for their enemies. And he's being helped by a man and his wife who are supposedly sympathizers, but they aren't really. The man is out of the house. She drugs Schaefer. The reason she's doing this is that he had killed her son a few years earlier. And now she wants, literally, biblical justice, using the story of the Kenite to determine how she's going to end his life. It's a really good short story. It's a very short story, but it's really good. Different from other works by Agatha Christie that I've read so far, but feeling more like, kind of like Hitchcock, or maybe even more like Twilight Zone kind of thing. Creepy and a really good twist at the end. I enjoy it a lot. It's a terrific story. Not a top tale. Definitely not one of Agatha Christie's very best works, but worth. I mean, I bought this book, £15. That's, I think, about $19 US. I bought this book just for this one story, because the other stories that are in here, they're in my Bantam books that I've already spent a lot of money on. So I bought the book for that one story, and it turned out to be worth it. I was worried it wouldn't be. I was worried it would be a dog of a story, but it turned out to be definitely worth it. Um, and it's just one more reason why I love Agatha Christie's work. Brilliant stories, recommended. At this point, I haven't read. At this point, I don't think I've read anything by Agatha Christie that I wouldn't recommend. They're all really good. So have you by chance read The Life of the Kenite or the rest of The Last Seance? If so, leave your comments in the comments section of this video. I really want to hear opinions. I really like to hear what other people have to say about it, or any insights into the early life of Agatha Christie that you would want to share that I don't know. And haven't mentioned in this video. Leave them in the comments section. Come on back. The next Agatha Christie number 4 is going to be another short story. This one's going to be a Perot story. The jewel robbery at the Grand Metropolitan. So come on back for that. All the rest of the Agatha Christie and everything else I'm doing here on Telltale Books.